In Parashat Beshalach, we read about the splitting of the Yam Suf and how Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom stretched out his hand over the sea in order to facilitate the miracle, just like the pasuk says, "Uvenei Yisrael halchu vayabasha betoch hayam," and Bnei Yisrael walked on dry land in the midst of the sea. "Vehamayim lahem choma miyaminam umismolam," and the water was a wall for them on their right and on their left. The Mefarshim point out very beautifully that there's a difference in the wording of the psukim. First of all, Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom splits the water. When he does, it says that Bnei Yisrael came into the sea on dry land. It says betoch hayam bayabasha. But then later on, after the waters engulfed the Egyptians, it says that Bnei Yisrael walked bayabasha betoch hayam. They walked on dry land in the midst of the sea. So we see that the words are inverted. Why? Ladies, there's such an important lesson that we learn, which is brought down by the Ramban alav shalom. It's a principle that's basic to our Yahadut, and it's something we've forgotten to pay attention to. The Ramban teaches us that the purpose of all the supernatural miracles that were performed on our behalf by HaKadosh Baruch Hu during Yetziat Mitzrayim was so that we could recognize and appreciate the tremendous miracles that we experience every single day. Every day we experience miracles that are often hidden by the laws of nature. The Ramban says that we have to believe that every part of our lives is a miracle that's coming from Hashem, and even Teva comes from Him. The miracles that are hidden in nature are from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The holy Noam Elimelech alav shalom adds that there are tzaddikim who see miracles and extraordinary acts, and they consider it just like the splitting of the sea, even though they themselves are walking on dry land. Do you hear this? How beautiful this is? You know what that means? Listen to the words of Noam Elimelech. He writes the following: Yisrael, Beshat Kriyat Yam Suf, Ra'u Niflaotav Yitbarach Shemo V'Gedulato. When the sea split, Bnei Yisrael saw the wonders and greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. ויש צדיקים שהולכים תמיד בדבקות אף שלא בשעת קריאת ים סוף. And there are righteous people who cling to HaKadosh Baruch Hu despite the fact that they're not experiencing miracles like the splitting of the sea. Why? שגם ביבשה רואים נפלאותיו. Because even though they're walking on dry land, they manage to see the wonders of Hashem. וזה הפירוש ובני ישראל הלכו ביבשה בתוך הים. And that's the meaning of the words that Bnei Yisrael walked on dry land in the midst of the sea. Ladies, these are such beautiful words by the Noam Elimelech. He's telling us that these tzaddikim who walk on dry land in the middle of the street, they feel as if miracles are happening to them every day. They feel as if HaKadosh Baruch Hu just split the sea for them, even though they're walking on dry land. Even though they're walking in the middle of the street on dry land, for them it feels like HaKadosh Baruch Hu just split the sea for them. These people realize that there's no end to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's nisim that surround them every single day. Ladies, those of us who live with this heightened level of awareness, with this dedication and devotion to Hashem, appreciate His miracles even though we're walking on dry land. We don't have to be in the middle of a split sea in order to understand how great the miracles of HaKadosh Baruch Hu really are. As a matter of fact, a person has to praise Hashem for each and every breath that he breathes. Just as it says in Sefer Tehillim, Kol HaNeshama Tehalel Ka. There's an obvious play on words over here, because the word neshama, which means soul, is similar to the word neshima, which means breath. Chachamim tell us that man cannot remain alive for even one day if it wasn't due to HaKadosh Baruch Hu's constant supervision and mercy. And this supervision, the fact that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is sustaining us and making sure that we have a neshima in us, a breath in us, that in itself is a great miracle. There are nisim that surround us every moment and every hour, which we take for granted, and we don't realize how indeed our life is one big nes galui. Be'ezrat Hashem, may it be that in the zechut of us reciting the Shirat Hayam in this world with tremendous simcha, we should merit to sing it in Olam Haba, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu will reveal to us all the hidden miracles that He performed on our behalf throughout all of our galuyot, and we will merit to the ultimate light and truth. Amen Ken, Yehi Ratzon.